Everybody assumed I was horrified because it meant somehow I got busted having an affair. Like, that is not what was happening.
Either they're having an affair or it was very shy.
What the billions of people who watched the video didn't know was Kristin was amicably separated from her husband and planning a divorce. Andy had told her he was as well. Kristin also shared that before that night, the two had never crossed a certain line.
But that was the first time you all had physically touched.
Correct.
What made you do it then?
I had a really big crush on him, Oprah.
Yeah.
And so did he. I had been going through a really tough time. I was coming out of a separation, and it felt really good to get attention and affection from an awesome man.
Another thing people didn't know was that Kristin's soon-to-be ex, Andrew, was also at the concert.
I was walking into the concert, and my daughter messaged me and said, "Oh, it's so great that you and Andrew are both at Coldplay." So she let me know that my estranged husband was also at the concert.
So you're swaying to the song, and then you suddenly see yourself on the Jumbotron. You turned around. He ducked.
That was a moment of total horror, is really the best way I can describe it. My immediate thought was, oh my God, my husband's in the building. He was there with someone else, and I knew that, and that was great and fine. To this day, he's been one of the biggest supporters of me.
You kept saying, I made a mistake. It was a mistake. I shouldn't have been out with my boss, but it wasn't a mistake that I deserved to die for. It wasn't a mistake that deserved people threatening me and threatening my children.
I've been telling anyone that will listen, I own the poor decision that I made in that moment, and I've paid an unimaginable price for that. A local radio station gave out my address. There was paparazzi there for weeks. They wouldn't leave. I had people trespassing and looking in my windows. We had people doing drive-bys and yelling and honking. My phone,
with your children home?
Yes, with my children home. My phone was ringing around the clock, and just vile text messages and voicemails. That's probably a couple days in when the death threats started.
Were you afraid? Were you scared?
I was terrified.
What shocked Kristin the most was that 90% of the hate was from other women.
Did he get the same kind of vitriol, Andy Byron, your boss? Were people coming up to him?
No, not at all.
Attacking him, attacking his children?
No. I'm heartbroken at how women are treating other women. One thing I don't know the answer to yet, but is like, how can my experience turn into something positive to keep that conversation alive and try to figure out, like, why are we doing this to each other?